Hello, glue sniffers, paint huffers, styrene slaves, and other people of plastic. Cable again. Today, I'm going to do some hopefully close to finishing work on Merkava. I hope to get it completely assembled, but I don't think I'll get all the way with weathering today. Additionally, hopefully going to get close to finishing painting the figure that goes along with a special car project. Car project will be for a muscle car, which I kept hidden. Going to be a muscle car for a group build on another channel. That was Hollywood Muscle Cars was the subject of that group build. Max's Models, which I am proud to say I'm a glue trooper, is that other YouTube channel. Well, let's get going. And just to show you where I am today, here's the turret. There's various ball and chain on that. I'll show you in a little bit what those came from, and it was a real pain in the butt. I'm not sure that the result finally was worth it. Additionally, if you look right under here, it's black on the bottom, green on the top. That part, looking back, I would have preferred, I should have painted those before putting them on, or because I ended up in touch-up roulette, where I paint the black and then some green after it was already assembled. And in doing the green, I would get some of the green on the black and the yellow. So then doing touch-ups on the black, I would get that onto the yellow as well as onto the green. Retouching up the yellow, I would get it on the black and green parts, and so on and so on and so on. Rinse and repeat until I finally got done. Or potentially it was once I ran out of F's. There's some extra track, the barrel, stretcher that goes on back. Oop, got a little bit of silver that still needs to be painted on that. And maybe some highlights on the buff. Maybe get some more highlights on the canvas cover. Various road wheels. And some of the different wheels. I think those are called the drive wheels. There's the body. And the 50 cal and 30 cal machine guns, and also a mortar. Various, I think they're called return wheels, and tracks, tow cable. One thing I did do that I can't remember where I saw this, but I super glued a nut into the base, and then I would put the bolt in so that I have these two blocks they could go into as they dried. The bolt made a nice handle while painting, and then carefully put it in like that to dry. Hopefully that's a helpful tip. Oh, here was the aftermarket that I used. Didn't use the photo etch as I already had the plastic parts from the kit glued on. But, oh, they've got those balls and chains hanging nicely. Well, what they want you to do is cut a certain length of these chains and attach those little balls to it, supposedly with wire, which they did include. I could never get the wire out of those little balls. Here's just the tip of a pin for scale. I could never get the wire out of those little balls and put a new piece of wire into it to go into that little piece of chain. Well, I just super glued them on the end and super glued them to the thing right here until I reached what I call the FIP, the F-it point. I'm sure that a lot of y'all have reached that point with certain small parts, and you just, but may not call it that. Almost done with Merkava. It was actually quite a struggle to get those vinyl tracks on. I don't think I've done vinyl tracks in maybe 40 years. Back in the day when monogram with vinyl tracks was all you had. I remember doing the Lee and the Normandy Sherman. One thing that is kind of bothering me is the side skirts. That doesn't look like they are going to have a very good fit. This is a Tamiya kit, but it's an old one. But so this is supposed to go under there, but some of the other attachment points just aren't lining up quite right. I'll just have to see how that works out. Also, something I did a little different. The tow cable was one metal piece. I didn't really feel like bending it, so I used some string that came in that Legend kit, and I had measured it out right alongside the plastic parts, and ended up being a little bit short, so I've got some of the string in there to actually get it together. Also, one of the things that you can have a problem with pre-painting parts and then gluing them is getting some of the paint to run, but that may be a happy accident of some early weathering going on. Hold the phone. I just figured out the way it is supposed to fit, and yep, that's working out. Unfortunately, I don't even have a camera stand to show you, but I'll show you the final result when done. Well, here it is, fully assembled, but not yet weathered. Not sure if I'm going to put a gloss coat on it before doing any weathering. Kind of a front view. Side view, I got those side skirts figured out. It just kind of goes all right underneath the edges. I used super glue to get it there, just couldn't get it to hang on quite right with even the, to me, extra thin quick set. And rear view, even some little tiny detail painting along there. I don't know if it was even worth it. I did some kind of shadow painting on that, but maybe with some oils and panel liners I can make that pop out a little bit better. Here's something I'm doing for the first time. Don't know how many of you are familiar with Amayuru. That's that gel substance there. But here's some pieces of stowage that are going to go on the Merkava. And so what I can do with that is make a mold of the parts and then can fill it with some milliput. May have goofed up and made the milliput too early, but can use this to make molds, put the milliput in it, and boom, got duplicate parts. Well, there they are in the Omayuru. We'll see how it turns out. Just when I was sticking it in, got my doubts. Might have to try making the molds again. One other thing I figured out is keeping it in hot water helped somewhat in terms of keeping it pliable. Well, first attempt at casting with the Omayuru. Not sure it's a total fail, but that water can looks all right. Oh, that's supposed to be an ammo can. I'm not sure. Water can, actually, might not be so bad after all. Jerry can, not the greatest, but well, that may work out after all. Cleanup on that part may well be more trouble than it's worth. Might be worth another try, but I'm not sure. I think I'm going to call this a wrap for this week. I work a week on, a week off at a different location, so I'm going to be out for the next week. So would be somewhere first full week of February before I can upload anything else. Well, I'll talk to y'all then. And meantime, keep working, and hopefully your models come out looking better than mine. If they don't, my condolences.